Welcome, guys. This is the week 4 of the NAOL game reviews. Today we have 3 games. Okay, let's see who is up. We have. By the way, this is a main review session. There's reviewers from 6 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, so many reviews. We are right here, 8:30 to 9:30, room 1, breakout room 1. Today we have 3 games. We have Juliet versus Dash, Howard versus Grace, and Tu Xinyu versus Tu Cui. All right. With that introductions out of the way, out of these 6 players, I know Dash. He is a 11-year-old kid, and Xinyu Tu, he is a 40 to 50-year-old 7-dan, a very strong player. Okay, let's check out the first one. This is Juliet and Dash. All right, these 2 players are about somewhere in the low Q rankings, which is between 1 and 5Q. At around this level, this is right before we start being able to remember our moves. So one of the superpowers of the Go player is that we can remember our games after we reach above 1 or 2 dan. We can remember every move that we have made in the game. Now, this is not some memory trick. This is not one of those memory competitions. We simply remember these moves that we make in the game because there's a lot of purpose to them. So right around this level where Dash and Juliet is, we are almost forming that much purpose, but we're not there yet. So the main thing that we want to improve on is to add purpose to our moves. So instead of one-dimensional moves, we want to have moves that are doing 2 or 3 things, and then this is also the time when we start to begin to read a lot of variations out, and our reading skills are really starting to form. Okay, so with that said, at this level and below, generally the beginning of the game will look almost always perfectly fine, just like these 2 players are. Very good opening so far. However, the middle of the game is when the moves will tend to start decreasing, or many mistakes and many inefficiencies are made. So how to combat this, or how to progress and become stronger at this level, it is important to first we are learning the Josekis and opening theory and everything. Now it is crucially important to take everything that we have learned in the beginning and apply that into the middle game. So all the Josekis that we're learning, all the reasons why we have to play one move versus the other, we want to learn those reasons and then apply the same reasoning in our middle game fighting. That is the most important thing. Okay, so the first fight, hand-to-hand combat, starts right here. So black invades right here, and white does a very good job of taking care of white's cornerstones, making them stronger and making them stronger in center. So now white squeezes, and white has a clear advantage in this local fight. The next move by black here is a very defensive and running out kind of a move. If we add a purpose to it, another purpose in addition to running out, we would maybe we could come up with this peep. In that case, we are also threatening white Because we're threatening white, we are able to move out very much more comfortably. As you can see, white's move is a connect right here, and then we move out. In the game, white's move is a jump on the outside that's almost surrounding black. Okay, so next, this cutting fight. This is has something to do with reading, and in this case, um, at this level, it is very important to not, when things go wrong, it's very important to not try to save every stone. So right now, black's move should be to Atari on the top and then save the majority of stones. This is pretty good. This is um, this is out, and so in the game, black plays this move, which this what is this called? This nail turn move, empty triangle. This is not as good as the other diagram because you can see that the Atari and the tiger's mouse is both of these two moves are further out than that one black stone right here. So right here, black could have ran out faster, and so this is a case where because black was fixated on um, this one goal that we had in mind, that we went purely defensive and we sort of curled up into a ball, and this is definitely not the way to play. Instead, what you want to do is make double purpose moves that are both defending yourself and have some kind of a counter attack against the opponent. So the Atari and Tiger Mouse is an example. Okay, so in the game, white presses, this is fine. Black has to turn out here, and you can see here white can play a surrounding move. White can play a surrounding move like this, and black is surrounded. Very difficult to make two eyes at this point. Okay, and so luckily for black, this is likely two, because there are a little bit of weakness to white's corner shapes. Black has two sentes there, and black is able to live and survive. In the game white plays here, now this is almost the same situation as before, where we want to make sure that we take the most important thing, and we want our moves to be double purposed. So this one, the only purpose is taking out this one eye for black, which it does very well. If white wanted, this extend is another one. It also has a dual purpose of not only taking out the eye, but also saving the one stone and capturing two black stones. So this way, white could do something more efficient. Of course, surrounding on the outside is another good idea. In the game here, black is for sure running out, and we'll see that black is letting out a big sigh of relief as a result. And here, white remained calm, which is a very good trait. Here, white is strengthening white's shapes by connecting. Very good idea in this spot. This connect, making yourself stronger, is also the strongest form of attack as well. Okay, after black jumps, so very reasonable fight. So in the end, black, even though black did play this slow turning move, black was able to, in the end, move out in a relatively efficient manner with this jump. Yeah, white could have done something more severe like here, or maybe start netting right away here. In the game, white basically allowed black to sort of recover and then reset, and the game goes on. Okay. Okay, this is a good move. This is a big territory move, and it next threatens to destroy more territory, and it makes white even more stronger and surrounds territory. So this block very reasonable, and exchange is made. The next move, Hane Connect. This is a case where both sides can Hane and connect in Sente, so it is especially huge. Um, so okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, okay. This one move is it threatens to cut white. However, it forces white to both defend the cuts and also to surround territory, while black got nothing. So a better move would have been to approach from the other side. Um, be careful when you are attacking some group. Make sure you are always doing, adding another purpose to your move, which is if you're attacking, you also want to be making something at the same time while you're threatening something. So here is a very good example where black's attack didn't surround any territory, didn't make any black stones stronger. So the only purpose was to attack and threaten. And as a result, white just responded and got a few extra points in the exchange. Okay, so make sure that you have a little bit more purpose to your move. That way, your moves will be more efficient. Even if you just have this purpose in your mind, it is more than good enough. Um, yeah, just remember whenever you are singularly focused on something, um, try to add another dimension to it, and then you will often find that you prefer to do something else instead. Okay, game goes on, more fighting. Here, white is attacking the black stones over here. Um, okay, very good. Here, there's two choices for white here. White can try to surround on the outside, and then black cannot cut here. So then black will have to go on the inside and try to live somewhere over here. Another idea is for white to save himself first and then allow black to run out. Both are fine choices. Let's see what white picked. Okay, Sente moved to take away that eye. The block occurred. Okay, okay, and now black has no eyes. Um, when situations like this happen, you have to make, when it's impossible to make two eyes, um, gotta look for the counterattack. So right now there are two possible places: the outside cuts and then the corner. So let's see. It's very likely that black would go um, threaten white's corner. Okay, a very good move. This is expanding your own eye space and detracting from white's eye space and territory, of course. Territory is eye space. So a very good move in this almost desperate situation by black. And so here, white goes for this attach, which is a very offensive move. Um, the next moves are to black is gonna Hane, black black did Hane, then here we will see that black will be able to survive, and white is gonna have Gote on the in the corner. This it was looking so much better for white. What happened? This is because white attacked a little bit too attacked too zealously, similar to black's star point move here. Uh, this move was singularly attacking white, right? A singularly offensive move. Here, white also played a singularly offensive move trying to cut black. Instead, if white had played something like this one or a block, Both of these are not as offensive, but they are, um, they help out on the defense of White's corner. These two moves would have both been superior choices. So again, whenever and at this rank, it is very, very common, very, very prevalent. Um, whenever, whenever you guys are trying to do one thing, always look to add another dimension to your move. So here, when white is trying to attack, always try to add a defensive dimension to your move, which is also threatening the corner. And this way, you're gonna end up doing two things at once all the time. And in the long run, you're gonna get much, much more ahead as a result. Okay. All right, so in the game, it continues to commit to the attack, and here black already has a very strong um, continuation, continuing to threaten white's corner here. Here, basically, white has no real good answers at this point in the corner. So because um, because white went for a totally poking black's eyes out kind of an approach, um, it allowed black to split white into two groups, and as a result, black was able to fight against the corner. However, here black makes another mistake. Black goes for the two stones, which are not as important as the corner six stones. So this allowed white to catch a breath and then restabilize the corner. As long as white lived in the corner, black is going to have a much harder time living on the side. So as you guys can see, this should have been the plan from this move. Defend the corner, and then black will have a difficult time living. So here white was able to recover, and black is jumping out on the side to make the second eye. The first eye is with these two stones. Is black gonna be able to make the second eye? Looks like no. Uh-oh. So now black's only hope again is to reduce the corner and then fight against the corner. However, white already has made the b4 move, so white has already made that crucial move which protects white's corner and eliminates black's eye shape, or at least limits black's eye shape to just one eye. Okay. These are all very reasonable moves, and now the question is, can white live in the corner? Here there's a couple of choices. White can play this way, play here, and this way this is a white has a lot of liberties on the inside, and we can see something like this could happen. Okay. And as you guys can see, it takes a really long time, many liberties for black to fill in all of white's liberties. Basically, this is it's 4 liberties plus 3 liberties plus one more liberty. So it's 8 liberties on the inside with the this is called the Axe-5 shape. So white could have gotten that shape either this way or this way. However, in the game, white played this one, which is a one-step ko. After black plays here on the outside, black can play one more to form a ko. And on the other hand, for white, white also cannot cannot deal with this ko or end this ko with one move. If white connects, black plays here. And remember, white had 8 liberties on the inside, but now there's one less. This is only 4 stones. This would be only 5 liberties, and white would not have enough. So this is a very interesting ko. Neither side can end the ko with one move. So we're forced to tanuki. Okay. Okay, good. For sure, white doesn't want to start the ko and make it um, a direct ko. And then because black takes first, and it's a huge ko. And also for black, black needs to play 1, 2, 3 moves to end the ko. And so black doesn't have the time to do that either. So it's a very interesting ko shape. In this case here, white messed up a little bit in the life and death situation. Here, white did not respect the middle cut enough. This cut should be protected, and instead white pushed and to capture the right hand side probably. And here when the cut happened, the Atari here would have ensured that white captured 5 stones, although black may be able to capture these 4 stones and save black's main group. Okay, so another reading error by white. Okay. And a very big reading error at that. Here, white, if white had Atari at the right place, this is still a ko for to capture black's 5 stones or to capture white's 10 stones. But white made this inside Atari, which here again maybe if white connected, this could be some kind of a ko, but because white allowed black to make an eye, this is just white dead here. However, with white dying here, black also saves the main group. However, white does capture the right-hand side, so the right-hand side group, and the lower left corner is now still a ko. Now, except this ko is only for white's group's life. So a very interesting game has played. I have to say this. The fighting in the middle game of this one was played very effectively. These two players have played much stronger than their ranks have allowed, and most moves here all made perfect sense. So very good job. And black was losing these fights, but black was able to make a very good fighting shape in the middle and then recapture white, saving a huge group, saving a small group, and capturing a medium-sized group. So very good job for by black to fight back, but unfortunately it seems like white is just a little bit has too much, and here black was unable to make this group alive with 2 eyes, and as a result white is running away with this game. Okay, so in the end black also lost the top group, and then white's left hand side group is alive, and okay, and black was able to fight the lower left ko into a exchange, but white was able to remain, still capture the main group, which was the most important thing. A very well played game, lots of interesting fighting. So during the fighting, guys, whenever we're fighting, just remember you're both defending and attacking at the same time. So try to have your moves do similar things. defend and attack at the same time, or have two purposes with your moves. Okay, defend and so there's multiple things that you need to do all the time, which is you need to defend, you need to attack, you need to make territory, you need to destroy territory, make thickness, destroy thickness or negate thickness, make influence, delete influence. So there's all kinds of things that you guys would like to do with your move, and there's no way that you can accomplish all of these tasks that you want. And so whenever you find yourself doing just one task or just two tasks, just try to think of something that, that does more. And so try to do more and more with your moves. That would be the way to improve. Okay, this is a complicated Joseki. Generally, black plays here, and that's because black is not afraid of the push and cut right away because of the outside liberties, and this push would allow black's left-hand group to have a more comfortable way out into the middle of the board. Okay, so however, it's the important thing is not knowing these josekis. For example, white playing here could be a little bit more effective than just pressing. The important thing is to apply the same concept that we learned in these josekis and apply them into the middle game. That's the crucial, most important thing that we want to do. The josekis are not the most important things unto themselves, but the ideas that come with the josekis, or the ideas that make the josekis make sense, that's the important thing. That's what we want. That's what we want to pick up in our go journey. Okay, right now the important thing is the top hand side. Maybe play here or here as white. Okay, so in right now this turn is absolutely critical. So black is able to get it. So this would put a lot of pressure on white's corner, and this move is another one of those moves where this is a very offensive move. Remember, you want your moves to be doing both offense and defense. In this case, enlarge your territory in the corner, and also sort of attack, creating a cutting point for black. So something like this. This move is a purely I'm going to surround the three black stones, but white does not strengthen the corner. So this allows black, for example, to capture white's corner. And in the same process, black saves his three stones as well. Okay, so in the game, the shape point is here. Now, if white pushes, black is unable to block, which could be a problem. So, but this is absolutely a must-play move, splitting white. So allowing white to get this move really puts the game back into white's favor. Okay. All right, this Tanuki. So right now, this fight with two very weak black groups. This fight is very unfavorable for black. So in this case, I can get behind black making a Tanuki. In this case, if you save the middle stones, white captures the top. And now black is the only one with problems. So out of these two groups, perhaps we have to save the smaller group, the two stones. And now white captures black. And I can see how unsatisfying this approach is. So I can get behind black, cutting the losses and going on to the next part of the game. Okay. With that said, this move basically seals in black's 6 stones. Because of these uh, overly strong white stones here, it is very difficult for black to run out. Basically, white just has to extend. Okay. And here black does a very good job of moving on from this fight, conceding defeat, conceding a local defeat, and not making the situation much worse than it already is. Okay. However, this move, um, yeah, after a few good ideas, now black comes back. Um, threatening to save the 6 stones, but just remember if your own move isn't doing much, then um, right now if you get captured again, that's just extra points for white. And if white ignores you, this stone isn't gonna surround any territory. So the only thing that you can do is save your 6 stones, and now that's just one purpose, right? Remember, you always want to add more and more purposes to your move, or more and more functions to all your moves. So in this next fight, we see that black is trying to just save these stones. Um, Here, a very good move is to play here as white threatening to throw in and capture these stones. That would be a very if white can get a sente like this, then uh, white would play much faster or much more efficiently than J13 as the game. J13 isn't bad by itself. So okay. So now yeah, so we can see that black is working very hard to just save stones. Um, we were complimenting black on cutting losses and then moving on to more important the other parts of the board. But black came back, tried to save the middle stones again, and this is um, and this is um, in the process of saving the stones, black loses much more. Okay. So for example, right here, this would be a so in the game, white played here. If we were to put our ideas more into focus, um, more exemplify what we're talking about today, which is adding more defense to your offense and then adding more offense to your defense. This move would be adding a lot more defense to the offense of capturing black's group. Um, N6, this one stone ensures that we are connected, and so that defensive part is going to really help capturing black. So in the game, white has 2 cutting points now, and after these moves, white is unable to save both sides, or may or may not save both sides. In any case, you guys can really see that the M6 stone right here is really redundant, and we ended up having to play N6 anyway. So here, if white had the foresight to read this out here, or to play, or to add more defense to the offense, both approaches would have gotten white the satisfying big group capture victory. So, with that said, um, we want to have more purposes in our moves. Whenever we find ourselves doing one thing, we always want to add another. So therefore, when we're defending, we want to add a flavor of a counterattack, some kind of thing that we're aiming at. When we're attacking, we always want to make sure that we're also making our weaknesses fixed. We're also fixing issues, also surrounding territory while we attack, and so on. And that is a very, very good theory. Here, we want to also point out one other thing, which is um, execution of your ideas. So having the right ideas, having the right goals is one thing. The execution of your ideas often matter even more than the premise behind, than the reasoning behind your moves. The execution of your moves are absolutely critical. So, um, in this game, White has played a very, very good game so far, winning the value fight with a dominant position in this game, um, up dozens and dozens of points, I'm sure. Um, and here, just because this one execution on the attack left White with a little bit of a weakness, now now it's very, very complicated, and frequently the winner of the game is decided not by who has the best ideas or the best plans, but by who has the best execution. This is why you'll see the training for professionals or uh, for Go schools or dojos in Asia. The primary focus for all these teaching institutions for Go is on fighting ability or life and death problems, execution skills. This is all to increase the ability for the player to execute the plan. And so, two ways to do this to get better execution. One is to have better ideas than before. So, exemplified by this move. Um, Here, we can add another defensive flavor, another defensive trait to the offense that we're doing. A similar move would be to press here. Um, so you could come up with the best moves, with the better moves by having better goals, but having good reading is also very, very important. However, um, because our reading ability, our fighting ability is generally relatively constant. This is like working out or training, building, practicing. Improvements are along that front are very, very slow and methodical and almost imperceptible. You won't see someone all of a sudden become a very strong fighter or a very good reader or a very good life and death problem solver. Um, you won't see someone transform very quickly, but with good ideas that can have some immediate impacts, which is why during the reviews we tend to be focusing on this part. How to get better reading. There's many different, many similar and many different ways of going about it. I won't be detailing them here. You guys have heard life and death problems, practice, so on and so on. So here, remember, if you want some kind of quick way to deal with your imperfections, inability to read everything out, just try to add purposes to your move, and it would make your moves much more purposeful. All right, so here, this is a crucial part of the fight. White really needs to um, defend the middle 4 stones and then save the middle. You can see here. And then black is going to counterattack against white's right-hand side. Um, but it's very important for white to save these 4 stones. Instead, white saved these two stones along the side. And here is what we're talking about in terms of the execution of our ideas. Here, black is able to cut and then capture a few white stones. Okay, black only captures two, which is good news for white. Now white has the time to take care of the other weak group of the right-hand side. So the game stabilized again. However, white's attempt to capture black has not only not captured black, but also resulted in a problematic group for white. And black is able to make a comeback in this game, at least so far. Okay. Um, and yeah, so black is back to even. Very, very good. Okay, very good fighting and execution on black's end. Okay, so here white realizes the situation is not that favorable, so white goes for this evasion. Very, very good move. Another good evasion is the top here, where you're both invading and attacking these three stones. So this has another dual purpose to it. Another move instead of this one could be closer to black's weaknesses, cutting points on this side, threatening to make these cuts. That would also be a very multi-purpose move. So in the game, white plays here, you do see exactly this invasion in many professional games. However, this is we're going to bring the discussion back to how to use Joseki knowledge to help your middle game, which is definitely not in this case, because right now here, this is black's relative weakness is the bottom seven, the right hand side lower seven stones, not the corner two stones. So instead, you want to be interacting with the weaknesses. That way, you're both attacking and invading at the same time. If you just invade here, you're just invading. Remember that, one thing at a time, and you always want to do more than one thing at a time. Okay. All right, so in the game, white shifted over to pure territory mode. Um, okay, but instead, remember, we could have been invading and attacking at the same time. How good would that have been, right? Right after we live, black makes another move to connect, and right. So remember, you can get better results. You can get more efficient results. You can play faster, more aggressively, more effectively if you take your move and then add another purpose to it. Now, if you can think of a different purpose for the same move, that's very good. Now, very often you'll find that if you want to add another purpose, you would have to change your move for the better. Um, okay, so that's the kinds of ideas that I hope you guys can take away from this. This peep, so white does need another move in the corner to live, and this would be white would have destroyed the corner, but black would have taken care of the right hand side weakness and the top weakness and surrounded some territory with it. Okay. So in the game, white decided to move out with this one stone. However, this peep allowing black to connect already strengthened the black position in this area by very, very much. And as a result, when black played Q19, black was able to capture white's corner, and that's the end of the game. You know, white was winning by so much earlier. It really is a pity that white white gave up at this point. You know, behind by 8 9 points is not that much. Maybe if white is able to, invade here, get some more points, maybe white can still come back. So But um, here clearly, if White had been able to add some offense to the invasion, it would have been a more effective invasion. Um, and in the game, when White wanted to add the offense to the invasion with this peep and then this move, it was already too late, and Black was already strong in this area. Okay, another very well played game, very intense, and the game basically boiled down to um, um, this fight. Uh, well, the climax of the game is this fight where Black is getting captured and White can take care of both sides, but um, maybe White can only take care of one out of the two sides. Black also has two groups. Very crazy fight, very interesting, very enjoyable. Pity that it ended so abruptly. Um, okay, in any case, congrats on playing a very exciting game. The next game we go from the 4Q, 3Q, 2Q level to the almost the top of the amateurs levels. Black Carson is a AGA 7 dan. White I do not know, but uh, they're in the same sections, so White is also around the same. Okay, and so here because we have discussed how um, in the last two games how to um, add a few more purposes to your moves, and then that way you can play more effectively. In this game, our primary mission is to see these types of good, effective moves, um, and then point them out as examples. Okay. However, in the beginning, you'll see the game is played very similarly, right? Even the four Qs and the pros all play the four corners. We defend the corners and then we play some Josekis. So okay, this is a pretty even Joseki. Okay, Black gets a turn. So okay, so this move we say this push and turn we got Gote doesn't seem so important. Why did we play here? That's because Black is here. He is making more liberties for himself and also threatening to capture this one white stone, which would make an eye plus and half an eye here at B14, B15 area. And so this really makes Black's group very strong because one more move and Black is basically alive. Now, why didn't Black play another jump, for example? And that's because this left-hand side territory is very big. So here Black has a multi-purpose move of strengthening himself and taking a lot of territory at the same time. So that's a good example. Okay, let's see. This is an old Joseki. Here, Black makes this Atari. Okay, and here the Joseki had it because White generally cannot win the fight directly. This co-fight directly, White generally plays one more and then makes the co bigger, and Black doesn't is generally not in a very good spot here. Okay, so in the game, White just Ataris, good, and White finds a co-thread down here. Okay. Okay, all right. So Black connects, yeah. It feels like White could have done this better. So for example, making the co-thread bigger and then by a Q15 before start committing to starting the co. So this kind of position is a classic co where right now the co is heavy for Black, but light for white because black plays one and then connects, black takes two moves. However, once white commits to the ko, you see that this 013 stone gets is basically completely wasted on this strong black position. So once white commits to fighting the ko, it becomes heavy for white as well. So the trick here is to before the ko becomes heavy, white can try to make more ko threats or make bigger ko threats. And because the ko is so light at the moment, um, white can afford to play these, not so urgent ko threats. This shape would be very good for white. So before your ko becomes heavy for you, you have the time to do some other things to prepare for the ko. In the game, white went for it directly, and black just finished the ko right here with this 013 white stone being a very in a very inefficient spot. So here black caught up a lot. Basically, it's even this original position. Basically, black almost always extends here. So um, allowing white to capture like this was a Ponuki like this was not a good idea. But white's subsequent commitment to the ko without sufficiently large enough ko threats um, allowed the game to shift back to basically even. Here, maybe black wants to choose this variation. The corner is gonna be dead eventually, but white has so many weaknesses on the outside that maybe this is acceptable for black. In the game, black goes for this ko again. Okay. And white finds a ko threat at p16, so this is very, very interesting. Big exchanges have been made. So here black gained, white gained here, black gained here, and white gained in the corner. So lots of exchanges of value, and at the end, it's still a very close game. Very interesting. To bring the right around this moment is when the moves start to, the purpose of these moves starts to become more and more important again. So here, black has two choices in the game. He chose to defend the corner. There's another choice, which is to counterattack on the outside. Here, black can cut white, and this way. This way, black gains some value on the outside, saves the 017 cutting stone, and then fights with white on the corner. Even though black is not totally alive at this point, but so as well, white is also not totally alive. And this corner is locally a ko. White's group is also locally a ko, so it's a very interesting position, and black doesn't want to exchange 15 at 16. So this is a moment where before living here, black had a chance to counterattack and make some gains in Sente, but instead he missed this opportunity. Okay. Okay. So here, this move, capturing this one stone, is another example. You're capturing a stone, making territory, and you're also fixing all your weaknesses as white on the outside. Okay, this black move is another example. Black is defending the 6 stones and also attacking, almost capturing white's 3 stones on the side. So, we can see a lot of these good purposeful moves all this time. Okay. Again, this invasion, another one, we're destroying territory, and we're also attacking this one white stone, and we're also maybe attacking these 5 white stones. Okay, and during these fights, we'll see multiple purpose moves all the time. So you'll see here, white is strengthening the 5 stones, also attacking these 2 black stones, also attacking this 1 black stone. Black is defending this 1 black stone and then also attacking this white stone, and then also aiming to do some damage to white's position here. Okay. All right, and this move confirms the capture of the 3 white stones on the right hand side, and it also attacks white here. So another move we could have thought of if we wanted to attack is here or maybe here, but you'll see that neither of those 2 moves also also captures the white position on the right hand side. So as you become stronger and stronger, you'll have your moves will become more and more purposeful, and these are examples of it. Okay. Okay, and this white's move is another example. If white is able to save the 3 white stones, white can also capture these 2 black stones, and again, it would make the middle white very, very strong. So that would be obviously too good of a result for white, for too good of a result for white. So black would never accept it, and this is why the middle game fighting tends to produce very complicated, very crazy fights. Okay, because the values, the purposes at stake are so important that the other side dare not give them up. Okay, so some compromises are made. Black keeps the right hand side captured. White tanukis and saves the middle stones. The next, white invades here. You'll also note that if white successfully invades and connects with the big group, he not only takes out black territory, he also strengthens white's group as well. Okay, these 2 are synthase. Okay, this one is and a continuation of the attack on the middle white. Of course, it also, like all moves at this level, it also saves the top. Okay. 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 You'll see white has reduced black's territory somewhat, but the more important function for these moves is making eye space, making the 2 eyes for this middle white group. And so this game is relatively settling down. White has lived, white has survived, captured these 2 stones. However, black did maintain his territory on the right-hand side and also reduced the top. Remember these multi-purpose moves that were both attacking and reducing at the same time coming into play. Okay. And here another fight occurs. Black is using the Aji here to try to capture the middle. Using Aji, of course, they threaten to use the Aji to do some bad things, and they also prepare for the next fight. So using Aji, very common practice, very very multi-purpose foe. So here it's black gets a double Atari, and then the fight continues. Here white decides to give up the 3 stones, and then in order to connect with the outside, but you can see that black's Aji usage really has worked out very, very well here. Black captured a stone and then is also able to save these 5 and capture 3 white stones. Here AI wants him to play this Hane, and then the left-hand side group is also very much in danger. Okay, so black, yeah, how can you fault him for capturing the 3 stones and saving the 5 stones? Okay, so in the game, white cuts. This is white's last chance. Black has just scored a major victory here. There's another weakness here that white needs to defend later on. And black has taken the balance of territory in black's favor. So here, white commits to this cut. Um, the better way to do it would have been to surround on the outside. Very, very interesting. Okay, so white cuts, and here the next fighting occurs. Black is trying to save this group. Okay, and a compromise was made. Very interesting. So black gives up the 5 stones. This is worth about 20 points and connects underneath. Um, so basically, white has ended up in Gote capturing 5 stones, and between the territories that black made on the bottom here and the 3 stones, and then saving the 5 stones in the middle, black has gained more than enough compensation for the 5 stones. And now the 5 stones, remember, worth about 20 points. The territory on the bottom worth about um, 5 to 10, closer to 10. These stones, another 5 or 6, and another 10 points with 5 stones. So just on the territory, black comes out ahead. Plus, black has the left hand side, which is in a very, very weak state. Okay. Okay. So white surrounds some territory on the top, and black surrounds some in the middle. So this game is going into the end game in black's favor, mostly because this middle fight resulted in a big exchange, but that exchange favored black over white by 5 to 10 points. Um, yeah, very, very closely fought. Very close, very close game. Okay. All right, and the game ended right here. White resigned, not wanting um, to live in Gote, and then allow black to um, probably play here. Allow black to just finish the end game. Yeah. This left-hand side area was white's area, and now it was white capturing 2 black stones, and a big exchanging fight happened, and 5 to 10, about 10 points, and some thickness was enough to seal the game in black's favor. So this game, we can see many examples of times when players are mixing in or adding in offense and defense. When you're defending a group, they're always looking for some kind of a counter attack. Like even this move by white, for example, it's fixing a cut and countering against the top black stones. This move, of course, black has played many, you know, good multi-purposeful, very efficient moves as well. So the primary difference between between higher rated players and lower rated players is really in this amount of purpose or the amount of efficiency that's present in the in good Go play. And once we add this to our play, whether we're in the um, 5Q, 4Q, 2Q, or whether we're 2 dan, 3 dan, or maybe 4 dan, 5 dan, we can all benefit from adding more efficiency or adding more purpose to our moves. And so the purpose forms the ideas portion, the planning portion, the objectives of our game, and then once we get better at executing our plans, we can really become a very, very strong player. So um, thank you. And today we saw a very good example of some um, very multi-purposed fighting, which we do expect with our Dan players, strong Dan players, and with our Q players, we saw some also a very, very good fighting, but we can see you know you know everyone can improve, and the um, saw some very, very good fighting, very exciting games to watch today. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you players for playing, and that's all for today. See you guys next week.